gorgeous. Thank you all for being here. Today is actually Earth Day. We're actually having our breakfast on the actual day, so this is fantastic. Thank you for being here. I'm Laura Spanton. I'm the Sustainability Director for the City of Houston, and I welcome you to the Mayor's 4th annual Earth Day breakfast. So, we have a lot of fun things today to give you, announce, talk about. One thing I want you to do, I want you to, usually is never asked at an event, but I want you all to take out your smartphone. Take out your smartphone. We have a very cool announcement on Earth Day today. The Green Houston app goes live. It's a very cool app. It's kind of a gamification app, so all of our sustainability behaviors that you do, biking, walking, recycling, you name it. You can literally share information about things you've done, earn points for things that you've done. It's a very fun thing that makes sustainability fun and easy to do. So it's in the iTunes App Store. Just go, type in Green Houston, and download the app for free right now. That would be great. We'd love to have 250 people download the app in the next hour. It'd be fantastic. And give us your feedback on it. It literally just launched it, so there'll be a few little tweaks we'll make to it over time. So please feel free to send me emails or give us feedback on the app over the next couple of months, and we'll make it even better. So I really want to thank our partner, Julebug, for creating this app for us, and I hope that you all enjoy the new Green Houston app. All right, so you see this beautiful truck. Most people don't say that recycling or garbage trucks are beautiful, but this one is absolutely beautiful. So this whole project started, it started a long time ago, actually. I know Michael Moore is in the house, the ex-chief of staff to Mayor Bill White. He came up with this idea, and it's taken us a little while, but our solid waste management director, who's here, who's also our chief operating officer, Harry Hayes. Where's Harry? There he is, the fabulous Harry Hayes. Give him a round of applause. He loved this idea and he made this work. And so this project uses civic art funds and was coordinated by the Houston Arts Alliance, which issued a call to artists to actually choose local artists to create art for our recycling trucks. There's a couple more trucks that have different art pieces on them. We're actually going to have them in the art car parade, which is happening early May, so that's going to be really fun. And the truck at the breakfast today is titled Green Dream by Pablo Jimenez Zapiola. I think Pablo is here. Pablo, are you in the audience? There you are. Let's give him a round of applause. Very cool, very beautiful. And Minette Bozell, thank you so much for helping us coordinate all of this. You're an amazing person, an amazing asset for the city. So I just want to read you what Pablo said about this truck. This truck is a symbol of the beauty and significant value of nature, but of course it is so much more than that. It is in fact a subtle, moving message about my dream for an environmentally conscious community yearning to fill its niche in the global struggle to maintain a more healthy planet. Isn't that beautiful for Earth Day? So thank you. All right, well, we have some fantastic people in the audience today, people that we've worked with for years, people that we are working with now on new projects. But I want to call to the podium one of our major partners in so many things. We work with NRG on many things. They're our energy provider. They are a leader in solar. They've got all kinds of amazing products, solar canopies, solar disaster trucks. They have a huge project in California that they'll talk about that's literally revolutionary. And they're putting solar on stadiums across the U.S. So please give a huge round of applause to Hugh Scott, who is the president of Residential Solar Solutions for NRG. Mr. Scott, welcome.
Thank you, Laura. morning. It's a pleasure to be able to talk with you all this morning. It's a beautiful day for solar today. And speaking of solar power, I'd like to take this opportunity of celebrating Earth Day to talk about something we can all do to put our words into action, and that's residential solar. America uses a lot of power, and as you might imagine, the average Texan uses even more. According to the US Energy Information Administration, we use 40% more energy here in Houston to heat and cool our homes than our counterparts in, say, for example, Philadelphia. It's not surprising. We have a lot more sunshine, heat, and humidity to deal with. However, just across the Delaware River from Philadelphia is the second largest solar market in the United States, New Jersey. 3 times as many New Jersey residents installed rooftop solar than Texas, in spite of having only 1/3 of the population, and being over 1,000 miles further north than we are here in Houston today. We have a much greater solar potential, but we've barely scratched the surface. We have the ability to generate power through local residential solar. So why would you install rooftop solar on your home? I propose there are 3 reasons. First, by generating energy on your own property, you're reducing the stress on our transmission infrastructure. As you probably know, Texas is a very vibrant wind generation industry. The problem we have is getting the power from where the wind blows to places where people live, like Houston. And while wind power blows strongest at night, solar power tends to be strongest during the day. Seriously, the hours of peak power are when the sun is shining and air conditioning is running at full blast. This is when solar is generating the most power. Second, clearly it's good for the environment. Installing rooftop solar in your home could offset as much as 70 tons of CO2 every year. That's equivalent to removing 13 cars from the road or planting an additional 300 trees. Third, it's actually much less expensive than you would think. In Dallas today, NRG is offering a $0 down, 20-year solar lease for the equivalent of around 12 cents a kilowatt hour. Pretty much what you're paying for power through the grid. Texas will be a major solar market. Dallas and Austin, with the rebates offered by Encore and Austin Energy, are starting to lead the way. We believe that Houston can and should be the most solarized city in Texas. There's no reason why Houston and the surrounding cities in the greater Houston area cannot leapfrog these other cities and host more residential solar power than any other part of the state and, in time, any other part of the nation. With similar encouragement as offered by Austin Energy and Encore, our analysis shows that solar would be competitive with retail power and within the grasp of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Houstonians. While it's doing the right thing for the environment, this is not altruism. We can reduce stress on our transmission infrastructure and possibly reduce the immediate need for greater transmission capacity as we generate more of our own power, save money, and do the right thing for the environment. Thank you.
That is fantastic. Please give another round of applause for Mr. Scott. And solar, we are win leaders. We are win leaders in this state. We are win leaders in this city. But we do need to do more on solar and having options to us, affordable options. What I think is so great is that the cost of solar has come down so significantly in just the last couple of years. And the more people that know about that, and the more companies that help get that price down to practically what you're paying today, the more folks that are literally sitting at these tables, you are the ones that can put solar on your house and be leaders and show what can be done. So I hope we have some takers in the next year or so from people sitting at this table. Okay, a couple other things we always thank people at the end, but I really wanted to thank people right now because they've been so instrumental to making this breakfast as fantastic as it is. Let's give a huge round of applause to our caterers. Isn't the food good? Canopy and Shade. You guys are awesome. And whoever wants to take the gloves, you actually get to take those home. So don't fight over them. And don't throw the balls in the air. It's not a concert, but you get to take the centerpieces. I really want to thank the Mayor's Office of Special Events, Susan Christian, Eileen Kwan, Susan Bono, Melissa Tatum, Debbie. You guys are awesome. We could never do this without you. And of course, I want to thank my amazing staff, Lisa Lynn, Jeremy Moore, and others from the Mayor's Office of Sustainability for being fantastic. I could never do any of it without you. All right, so now the moment you've been waiting for, the star of the show, the leader of our city. She's been on fire when it comes to sustainability in the last year. I mean, this is our 4th annual, so we always have tons of new things to announce. But this year we have even more fantastic things to announce. But what's really cool is that the mayor is being recognized not just locally for the things we're doing, but she's now being recognized nationally and internationally. She was appointed by the president to sit on the Task Force for Climate Preparedness and Resilience. She's the only mayor in the state of Texas to be appointed to that task force. And we are working very hard on recommendations to send to the president. I've reached out to many of you to get your thoughts, so thank you for all of your help telling Houston's story. And she's also been nominated by her peers internationally. She was elected to sit on the C40 Cities Climate Leadership Steering Committee. It's a group of 65 mayors across the globe, and she is one of only 2 mayors in North America to sit on that steering committee. So we are being recognized beyond just Houston. We are being recognized nationally and internationally, and that's because of her leadership. So please welcome the wonderful Mayor Annise Parker.
Thank you, Laura. You know, she's like that all the time. I don't think I've ever seen her at a low energy moment. I want to first thank everyone for being here today. That's really a lot of what this breakfast is about. Thanking folks who have helped the city of Houston in many, many ways make progress in sustainability. But I particularly want to acknowledge there are a number of council members here today. Councilmember Dwight Boykins is over here. The district council member who represents downtown, Councilmember Robert Gallegos. Councilmember Dave Martin hovering in the back. I saw Councilmember Jack Christie out here as well. Councilmember Christie. Senator Rodney Ellis, good to see you in town, Senator. Also have 3 of the City of Houston department directors here today at least. Harry Hayes was introduced earlier. Always great to have Harry here. But Joe Turner, the City of Houston Parks Department. Scott Minix of General Services, whose job it is to make sure that we are more energy efficient. Where did Scott? There he is, back there. And do you have any other elected officials or department directors here today? We're also here, of course, to commemorate Earth Day. And I got up this morning and it was really cloudy, and I said, you know, it's like magic. We have an Earth Day breakfast and it's gonna rain. But it looks as if we've lucked out a little bit this morning. But those of you who got drenched in previous years, I'm glad you decided to come back. We can do a lot of wonderful things, but it's important for us to measure what we do, track what we do, benchmark what we do, so that we can demonstrate progress, not just internally, but so that we can demonstrate progress as a city and work to continue the dialogue with the business community about how small changes can make tremendous benefits for this city and this region. I appreciated the plug for solar, and I was giving him a hard time over here. There's an incentive for installation of solar. Is that what you're saying? Here in Houston. We'd like, come on. Okay. The city of Houston looks very closely at 3 areas when we talk about energy use and sustainability, we look at energy use, we look at transportation, and we look at what we do with the waste that we generate as a really large city. As Laura mentioned, I'm now on the steering committee of the C40. The C40 is megacities around the globe. Cities of more than 3 million in population, in regions of 10 million or more. Of the world's megacities, 50% of the world's population, 2% of the land mass. And I just want you to think about that a little bit. The world megacities, which do include Houston, 50% of the world's population, 2% of the land mass. It gives us opportunities, it gives us obstacles to overcome. Just that many human beings crowded together in one place provides for tremendous challenges. But it also means that if we make breakthrough steps, if we, in those cities, do things that create a more sustainable environment, it can impact a lot of people in a hurry. And because we have mechanisms for share, it's not stealing when it's one city taking a good idea from another city. Because we have mechanisms for exchanging information that can rapidly go through from one city to the next. Last year at this breakfast, I reported that the city's municipal operations emissions had realized a 26% decrease in greenhouse gases. It started under Bill White. Our first benchmarking date was in 2007, and we have been aggressively moving to drive down greenhouse gas emissions. And we announced last year a 26% decrease. At the C40 Leadership Conference earlier this year, I announced that the City of Houston we would set even more aggressive goals, that we would reduce greenhouse gas emissions 5% this year, 5% next year, for an additional 10% reduction. The good news is that we have already exceeded this year's goal. We're at 6%, and a total reduction of 32% in greenhouse gas emissions, a third reduction in greenhouse gas emissions just since 2007, with common sense changes that are not just good for the planet, but they're good for the city's bottom line. And I want to emphasize that we've had a lot of conversations in the business community. Our Green Office Challenge, I know BOMA is here, and some other organizations that deal with large office buildings. We can make all the arguments we want about how important it is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but if we also make the argument that says it will also reduce your costs and benefit your bottom line, it certainly moves those conversations along faster. And the City of Houston is leading by example. Also, the City of Houston increased its percentage of green power. We had fallen behind a little bit. We had been a leader for a long time. We didn't fall behind. Other cities caught up, I guess, and passed us. So we redoubled our efforts, and now the City of Houston has 50% of its power in renewable or green energy. We're very proud of that. It makes us the #1 municipal purchaser of green power in the United States again. And we're trying to take advantage of everything that allows us to do a better job in this area. We're the first city in Texas to take advantage of qualified energy conservation bonds made available by the federal government. It's almost or virtually interest-free bonds that we use to retrofit 20 libraries across the city of Houston. Again, taking advantage of the bond money, doing the retrofits, and then saving money on our energy bills too. There's several energy companies here today. But they're with us on this, they really are. And then on the residential side, the City of Houston has been aggressive on our energy codes as well. We decided early on, as the state updated its energy requirements, that we would not just meet but exceed those energy requirements. And so our new construction code asked for a 15% more energy efficiency than the state minimums, and we're going to continue to try to push the envelope. In transportation, of course, I think everybody knows that we have our second light rail line that's up and functioning. Started just before Christmas. We have 2 more that will be, by the time we have Earth Day next year, we'll have 2 more light rail lines. We'll finally have a light rail system instead of just the one line. And we know that what is already one of the highest ridership lines in the country, well, once there's a system with more opportunities and more options, we believe we will continue to set records in terms of ridership. We're going to continue as a city to invest in electric vehicles, simply because they make sense for us and the numbers add up. We have now 27 Nissan Leafs in our fleet, and believe that they'll accrue more than $100,000 in annual savings compared to our gasoline vehicles. And we've managed to link these purchases of our new electric and hybrid vehicles into a new system of fleet management, where vehicles are, we have a pool vehicle system now for the first time, and they are checked out by employees rather than assigning employees vehicles. And so we've significantly dropped the number of vehicles across the city of Houston. Want to touch on bike share? If you go right around the corner here, you'll see our B-Cycle bike share system. We now have 250 bikes and 30 kiosks. We are still looking for sponsors. We're expanding as aggressively as we can every time we find a new corporate sponsor who wants to help us expand the footprint. When we first started this program with 3 sites in downtown and, I don't know, 20 bikes or something, it wasn't very many, and everyone said no one will ride a bicycle, a rental bicycle in Houston in the summertime. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. There have been more than 65,000 checkouts and 265,000 miles of biking just on the B-Cycle. So, and of course, this year we launched with Bike Houston Goal Zero. Unfortunately, as we become a more bike-friendly city and a more bicycle culture city, we've had some unfortunate, horrific accidents, tragic accidents between bicycles and cars. And while a lot of those incidents occur at night, dark, and with in all probability impaired drivers, we want to make sure that we control as many of those variables as we possibly can. And so our Goal Zero campaign involves both a safe passing ordinance, the HPD enforcement of our safe passing ordinance, better public awareness, and a commitment to a comprehensive bike plan for the city of Houston. And we've had, if you go to the city's website, you'll actually see a bike plan, but really what that is a map of where we have bike trails and where we have bike lanes. A bicycle plan is more about looking at the entire city and thinking about where we want to go into the future. And so we have commissioned the first ever true bike plan for the city of Houston to match the very aggressive work we're doing with the Houston Parks Board on our Bayou Greenway initiative, as we put hike and bike trails along every major bayou in the city of Houston. We are also very excited about the recent launch of Sunday Streets. It was pouring down rain. It was absolutely pouring down rain. How many of you, anybody here, Sunday Streets? Nice turnout of folks who were out at Sunday Streets. More than 3,000 people showed up in the rain to walk and just ride bicycles and talk to each other because we closed down a major thoroughfare in the city of Houston. We're going to keep doing it. That was we thought we'd start slowly and move up. That was a blockbuster as far as we were concerned. And so the next one, the first Sunday in May, will be on Westheimer. And the next one is on Washington Avenue. And we have neighborhoods clamoring to be the next Sunday Street. So we're going to continue to do that. We have a great climate here in Houston. I go around the country and I say that and people laugh. But Houstonians know that with a little judicious air conditioning, you can enjoy being out of doors in Houston almost year round. We have 2 weeks of winter, one day at a time. And you can, and this year we had a prolonged spring and really got folks out and about. And we want to be an outdoor year-round city. And the city of Houston is pleased to be a part of those initiatives. And then finally I want to touch on that energy use, transportation, and waste. Finally, I want to touch on waste a little bit. You saw our new recycling truck. There's been some misinformation out there that we have somehow abandoned our commitment to aggressive expansion of recycling. You see I've used that word aggressive about 14 times already this morning. But there are a lot of things happening. And the city of Houston is on the cutting edge of a lot of these sustainability initiatives. And I know we don't think of ourselves that way. But it is true, because it makes sense to do it. And we today have 55% curbside recycling. I made a pledge that by the time I'm out of office at the end of next year, we would have curbside recycling at every household in Houston. In the next few months, we're going to expand to 70% curbside recycling. Thank you, Harry. And that just leaves 30% to go. And we are going to continue to pare that down. But at the same time, we have an opportunity to see if there is a better way to process solid waste by taking advantage of technology. And we're going to continue to expand recycling at the same time we look at this cutting edge technology and to see whether we can provide proof of concept in a true one bin solution where you don't have to manually separate your trash. Now, I'm an avid recycler. Some would say rabid recycler, but there are times when I look at what is in my hand and think, what the heck do I do with this? And City of Houston hosts tens of thousands of people at major public events, and we end up with a lot of commingled recycling. What do you do with it? Well, one bin helps us solve that problem. We're going to continue to see if we can lead the nation by creating the first proof of concept of this one bin idea. So, in closing, I'm going to go back to where I started, and that is, thank you, not just for being here today, but thank you for being partners in this array of sustainability initiatives. Thank you for caring about the future of Houston. Thank you for working with us, whether it's recycling e-waste or helping us raise funds for our bicycle programs, helping us find new ways to recycle, helping us find ways to save money in the operation of city facilities. Thank you for changing the future, not just of Houston, but changing the future of the planet. Appreciate that.
Huge round of applause for Mayor Parker, please. She's a fantastic boss, fantastic. And can you, she was kind of humble about it, but in 1 year, we reduced our greenhouse gas emissions by 6%, which is huge, 32% reduction. That is a huge victory for us. I really can't say it enough. If we can do that every year, we will be at significant goals for reductions for just the city of Houston and continue to be a leader. So thank you, Mayor Parker, for everything that you do. Okay, a couple fun things. You have a book on your table. You get to take the book home too. This book is very cool. I'm part of a group called the Urban Sustainability Directors Network. So about 100 of me across the country in other cities. And we joined together and we really wrote a book. And there's great things in there about lots of other cities. Lots of good examples of Houston are in there. So it's a great read, really fun, and just a good resource for what innovations are happening in other cities across the country, including Houston. So please enjoy that book. I want to thank the jazz trio, Corey Wilson. Wasn't it beautiful? Isn't it nice to have jazz in the morning? Check out our Lights Out poster. Every year we do Lights Out Houston, where all these, Transwestern is a leader. We do all the buildings go dark. Frank Statz is a huge leader in this, and we try to do better every year. And we have a poster contest, which is awesome, and that's the winning poster this year. So please check that out. Thank you for being here. Couple things in your book. You have your guide to the app, so don't forget to download the app. We also really want to shout out what was being led by the Bayou Land Conservancy, but on the 26th, if you shop, there's about 70 businesses. If you shop at them, they will donate 5% of their sales that day to the organizations, environmental organizations who are all sitting in the audience today. And I really want to shout out Jennifer Lorenz and the Bayou Land Conservancy for all of their work on this program. And I also want to just shout out, because they did a pretty amazing thing this last year to save the Deer Park Prairie. It was the most effective conservation fundraising project in Texas history. They raised $4 million in 6 weeks from 1,600 donors to save the Deer Park Prairie. That is amazing, and they are awesome. And they appreciate your support, and thank you for being such great leaders. Also in your book, Air Alliance, thank you for being here. Adrian and Terry and the whole Air Alliance gang, you guys are amazing. You had a great Earth Day celebration last weekend. They've grown this amazing student art auction for Earth Day. The art the students are creating is like beautiful. You wouldn't imagine these are students creating this art. They go for a lot of money now, but I think there's still some that are affordable. But their art auction is the 24th. You can also bid online. So please do it, because you really have some beautiful art there, and all the proceeds go to support Air Alliance. I also, the mayor shouted out B-Cycle. If you haven't signed up yet, it's been in existence for a year. Please sign up with Baker and Will. They're at the table here. They're fantastic. We want you to be annual members. That's how we'll grow the program. Also, in addition to bike sharing, we now have a car sharing program in Houston. This is awesome. Zipcar is here. You can actually rent cars by the hour, a couple hours. You don't have to own a car. You can use bikes. You can use cars. You literally can reduce your carbon footprint by these programs we have now. So Zipcar is offering some great deals for new members, and we're proud to have you here. So go and sign up at their table to learn more about what they're doing. I also really just want to thank the other sponsors for our breakfast and our partners in so much that we do. Centerpoint, thank you for being here. We're working on a lot of things with you over the last couple of months. We really appreciate your work on the smart grid, the Right Tree, Right Place program, the utility right-of-way legislation that we worked on with you, and the contract we're trying to close. All of your energy efficiency work. I know Jarrett Simon's in the house. We work very closely together. Your funding of our residential energy efficiency program. Thank you. We appreciate your partnership. Transwestern, you guys are amazing green building leaders, not just locally, but nationally. Every national program that the DOE or anyone puts forward, your name is at the top of the list. We thank you so much for being recognized by the EPA for the 11th consecutive year for your leadership in green buildings. Thank you so much. Enterprise, you guys are also leading the rental car agencies with your clean fuel and engine technologies, your business-to-business car sharing program. You guys are really leading the way when it comes to rental car companies, and all companies should be like you. Thank you. HEB, thank you. HEB, again, amazing corporate leaders in Houston. You have a long-standing commitment to taking care of the environment, absolutely. 36 stores will have fluorescent lamps in their frozen food door cases converted to LEDs. We love that. 45 stores will have the lighting in their fuel canopies converted to energy efficient LEDs. We love LEDs. Remember LEDs. You might be hearing more about LEDs in the coming days from the city of Houston. But your energy saving actually powers hundreds of homes in Houston because of your energy savings. So thank you so much for your leadership. TXU, we love you for being here. Thank you for being our partner in so many things. Your Committed to Community Growth program has donated hundreds of thousands of trees across the state to make neighborhoods greener. Last year, you worked with the mayor and Joe Turner and others to plant trees at Herman Brown Park. Thank you. That was a park hit by the drought significantly, so we definitely needed more trees there. And you are a leader in energy efficiency with your Brighton Greenback program. You've helped people save energy, which helps save them on their bills. Thank you. And thank you, yep. Last but not least, Bike Houston and Bike Share. And again, you guys, we are just leaders in the city. You work so closely with the mayor to make our city bike friendly. Last year was the year of the bike. You could easily argue this year is the year of the bike as well, because so much is happening in the bike community, and you guys with the Houston Parks Board and the Parks Department and others are leading the way to make us literally one of the most amazing bike cities in the country. And people would never have even said that even 3 or 4 years ago. So your work in a short amount of time is really making this city a great place to live, work, and get around. So thank you so much for your amazing work. So that's it. Enjoy the rest of the breakfast, please. Enjoy your books, your app, your globes. I just love having this breakfast, love seeing you all. Thank you for being here, and we have a lot more work to do in the next year, but we know we'll do it together. It'll be hard, but it'll also be fun, and we'll continue to create a very, very amazing place for Houston, for all of you to live, work, and play, where you just enjoy this amazing city, and you enjoy this amazing environment, and we all just continue to grow and thrive. So thank you so much for being here.